But off creep without speed, with banelings without speed off creep, I mean, I don't see that going down so well if the Zerg player went that route.
Usually you see a bunch of speedlings come in with a few banelings to surround the Marines, but without speedlings you can't really do anything with speedless banelings anyways.
Yeah. Which is definitely going to put Anathor in a good position since he did delay his siege tech a teeny tiny bit. I mean, he didn't really like rush it like you see some players where they'll practically grab the siege tech the same time that they're starting to build their first siege tank.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the timings Anathor and Scout right now. He did a little bit of an aggressive push earlier. Stopped the Zerg from getting like super far ahead of him in economy. Although the Zerg's getting pretty darn far ahead right now. So
Infestation pit going down and a drop going down as well.
Yeah, this drop doing some damage could definitely be huge for Anathor to put the Zerg player back on his back foot since he's gotten pretty income heavy and I dare say greedy. Despite the fact that Anathorn kind of put a little bit of early pressure on him.
Anathorn has a pretty good supply lead. I'm pretty surprised right now on how this happened.
Well, the Zerg players for the most part been droning ever since that attack, so 57 drones to 43 SCVs right now, so the Zerg player definitely has a bit of an income advantage once this gold base kicks in.
Yep.
But that's assuming Anathorn doesn't do any kind of a push before this gold base can actually kick in.
I don't think Anathorn knows about the infestation pit, so...
No,
well, he's not overreacting.
He actually has not seen anything yet. He has no idea the gold base is even up. He'll be noticing it maybe... Nope, actually, Ashley went and canceled the gold base right as the Marines were coming over there, so... No third for Ashley just yet. No macro hatch either, so that could actually become a bit of a problem for him because he's going to start banking a lot of minerals here with all these drones and these minerals. And he's going to have no way to actually spend them without a macro hatch or that gold base. So he does have the pathogen glands, a couple of infestors coming out now. Anathorn here looks like he's gearing up for a push, maybe going to do a bit of a drop play at the same time he's doing this push. Has decent saturation, I'd say, at his natural. Still probably could use a few more SCVs, only sitting at about 47. Maybe a handful here or there in that fourth gas in the not-too-distant future would probably be a good idea. But he does have a large army moving out to the front and a drop that looks like it's...
Have to be careful. He does not want to get fungal growth on those Marines.
No, definitely does not. Does have stim, does have a combat shield, so... The siege tanks definitely, I'd say, in my opinion, are really good at helping to keep the infestors back, especially since these infestors don't have neural parasite.
Oh. Moving a small amount of Marines. Oh, never mind. He's moving all of them.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised the Zerg player wasn't getting more aggressive. Now here comes the Zerg player moving forward. Does get a fungal on a bunch of the Marines. Going to lose a ton of the Marines.
I think he will clean this up pretty successful.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to clean this up. I mean, especially with those siege tanks. When they're siege, you just got to get up next to them and they can't hit anything.
And there's a little counter-attacking at the natural of Anathorn.
Yep, he did get that drop-off and signed the main at the same time that push was happening. Did a little bit of damage, but actually not a ton of damage. He killed a couple of drones. Definitely.
Yeah, still 2 base versus 2 base.
Yeah, took the Zerg's drone count down quite a bit. But, yeah, he's definitely still going to have to get a little bit further ahead here if he's going to actually just outright crush the Zerg. But he's in a really good position, I'd say, right now.
Yep, and Zerg doesn't have any queens. I think the drop killed it. I wasn't sure what happened down there, but...
He lost one of the queens to the siege tanks, and then I think he lost the other queen during the drop.
No queen, that's not so good for the Zerg.
No, as you can see right now, Zerg is banking a ton of minerals. That's where I was talking about having that delayed third would really start hurting him in the future. Already well over 1,000 minerals and just can't spend them because he doesn't have the production.
More and more Zergs are doing this Infestor Brute Lord combo, and I don't think he's going to get there. Probably going to die before that.
Yeah,
or the Infestors.
Those could definitely end up doing a decent amount of damage if he can actually pull this off, especially since Anathorn here actually doesn't have any detection. I'm kind of surprised he wouldn't have the detection this late in the game. I mean, considering like you could all of a sudden get a Mutas up or something like that, not having any kind of missile turrets anywhere at all is kind of risky, I would say.
Yeah, and I don't think he scanned or anything. I think he's just assuming no Mutas are coming.
Yeah, but we also now have a push over towards the front there by the Zerg, and then he backs up.
He probably could have taken that since tanks were in siege, but he did not know.
Yeah. Decided just to back up. Well, I think he's really worried about losing this gold base right now, too, since he has been on equal bases with the Terran player here of Anathorn for so long. Now, he does have both these Infestors here. They're both at about 150 energy, so he definitely could drop some Fungals once he sees the army of Anathorn move out.
And I think Anathorn needs some reactors, because he has 5 barracks but no reactor, and once the gold kicks in, he's going to even bank more minerals, and that's not good.
Yeah, might want to consider that or just even more barracks. Either or would probably work pretty well. Finally do have those Infestors trying to do something. Getting some Fungals off. If you look at the income tab now, 38 Harvesters to the 43 of Ashley. So Ashley getting quite a few of the Harvesters, just a couple of them actually getting away there. Now we have a push over here to the third. It's going to try and take out Ashley's third. Here comes those Fungal Growths, though.
Ouch.
Anathorn might want to consider actually just focusing down this hatchery, but actually doesn't do it. Now he's actually getting his siege tanks attacked by these roaches here, so the distraction of the roaches attacking the siege tanks definitely serving to save this hatchery for now. He might want to consider just stimming and sacking his marines just to take this hatch down. Does actually get the hatch down finally. So
you want to trade roaches for siege tank, it's a pretty good trade.
yeah, pretty decent trade, although Zerg player once again back to that kind of precarious position of not actually having a whole lot of bases to work with, but he does have a lot more units right now, so he does have that advantage. But Anathorn has been stocking up some units over here at his natural. Going to be moving to try and defend that gold base. Question is, will he be able to clean it up in time? That Infestor does have no energy, so that's going to be huge here.
And now Anathorn has a huge supply lead. As a Terran, when you have supply lead, you know something's going bad for the Zerg.
Yeah, I think and then we do have the GG. Anathorn is going to take game number 1. I think one of the biggest things there that was pretty noticeable is that Zerg was just having a really hard time getting his third up. He canceled it early when there was that little drop of Marines. I honestly think that might have been a mistake. You know, he cancels that third that he had going up pretty early on the gold when he had a pretty sizable Harvester advantage. Anathorn didn't have a ton of units. Didn't really look like he was planning to push anytime soon. And he canceled that third when he could have had it up already and maybe gotten some income off of it and then be able to produce some units to actually hold it. So it's like he kind of took that risk and he's like, I'm going to take back that risk, but then I'm not going to take a third anywhere else either. And, I mean, 2 base versus 2 base, not the situation you want to be in as Zerg.
Yep, definitely. And he made a lot of spine crawlers for defense. He made like 6, 3 at his natural and 3 at his main or something. That was just unnecessary.
Yeah. I am just going to abbreviate Nightmare NM for the rest of this cast. Get some random music going while we're in between games here for you guys to listen to. Talk about random music. Man, I am having bad luck with my shuffle right now, 13. It's playing like the stupidest songs I have on my Winamp. Like seriously, like it's just we're just gonna leave it on this one. This will work.
So now we're winning by 1. That's good.
Yeah. So we got the GG from there. We're waiting a second on the map pool. It's all the MLG maps is the map pool for this clan war. I'm assuming it's probably going to be best of 5. That's typically how most clan wars are. I don't know if they're doing it cost style or not. I didn't really get a whole lot of information. This is an impromptu clan war that we have going on. I should seriously though, 13. I can tell you one thing. I should have this particular cigarette company that I will not mention start paying me to advertise for them because I smoke a lot on my stream. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just saying, somebody could be making a lot of advertisement money potentially. For pretty cheap. They could be getting a lot of advertising for pretty cheap. On a pretty cheap date.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have settled on MLG Metalopolis is going to be the next map. Waiting to see who the players are going to be, because it's definitely not going to be me. Playing team games now, 13. So it looks like, I'm assuming Tapeless is going to be their player. He's in the spot right now. We'll see if he moves. No, it's going to be Noob Stomper, I guess. And Noob Stomper Would appear to be Terran. We'll see if he stays on Terran here.
I have not gotten an invite to the game yet.
You have not gotten an invite? That is no good.
Yes, yes.
Suggested you to the game.
Sweet.
There we go. Now you're in. Muy bueno.
Push me, and then just hurt me, till I get my satisfaction, 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 satisfaction.
I think we're just waiting on Nightmare X San Yu to load in the game. Or maybe they'll just drop him in a minute if he doesn't actually load. And then we'll be moving into game number 2 of this. Waiting on map download. There we go. Some more free advertising for the nameless cigarette company that I will not say their name because they don't pay me.
They better start paying you.
Hey, better. I'm telling you. They could be getting so much advertising. They just gotta pay me. I'm gonna get up the stream chat here so I can actually see if anybody's asking us any questions. Just give me one moment here, guys. Use this slight pause we have as an opportunity to get the stream chat up. This was an impromptu cast, so I'm doing my best to get this all up
You're the man,
as much
Nurski.
as possible. Alright, chat's coming up. Game is starting. Music is getting shut the hell off. There we go. We're going into a TVT on Metalopolis. This is MLG Metalopolis, which means no close positions. So we're not going to really be seeing any of these players doing kind of a rush strategy or anything like that going on here. So probably, I don't know, what would you think on a game like Metalopolis, depending on the positions we end up getting? What would you think, being the resident Terran player here, 13?
I don't know. We'll see how they start there. It depends on whether any of them decide to take gas or not. Because if they don't take gas, there can be a lot of possibilities on what they do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, is something like a 2-Rax really going to be viable in TVT, or are you going to typically want to tech up faster?
Probably not. I've seen some early marine pressure with SCVs, but if it doesn't work out, then you're huge behind. And I don't know. I don't see that much often. I don't think it'll work unless the Terran's going really tech heavy.
Yeah, definitely. So we have Noob Stompers going to be spawning over here in the approximately 9 o'clock position. Then we have over here in the 6 o'clock position, we are going to have Aeronathorn. Maybe. It's the best information I can give you, and then I'm going to set myself to busy. Alright, so anyways, so we do have these guys spawning in close air positions. I definitely think that would make drops a lot more likely.
And Noob Stomper is trying to wall. That's interesting.
Would you say walls are a bad idea in TVT, or does it really matter?
No. Sometimes if there's like a, like if, for example, Amador floats a factory over there to his base, and then start harassing with Hellions and like Marines in front of his like in front of the ramp, that could be pretty frustrating to deal with. So I mean, I guess it's good. Amador is taking a really fast gas. That's good to know.
Yeah, we got Noob Stomper going for the barracks first. Meanwhile, it looks like Anathorn's going to be going gas first, so I'd definitely expect a fast factory out of Anathorn. I'd almost assume, anyways, that we'll probably see a factory right after barracks for Anathorn. Whereas, hard to tell exactly what Noob Stomper is going to be doing. He is getting a gas, though, so he is going to be teching up to something. It's not just a matter of what.
Reapers can be quite viable in this position, so I'm wondering if Noob Stomper will go for a tech lab on the barrack to see what kind of shenanigan Amador is doing.
Just get that early scouting information, see what Anathorn's up to after he shoots
Yes.
out with that initial Marine. That probably definitely would be a pretty good choice at this point in the game. I mean, definitely with TVT, where, I mean, depending on their style, I mean, there's a couple of styles I've seen in TVT where you definitely have to react a little bit differently than you would a typical, like, Marine tank versus Marine tank positioning, where You see some people using that like Ayakoic Blue Flame Hellion Banshee style and stuff like that.
Yes, and